All right, welcome back to Module 6 of Investment Rental Real Estate. In this module, we are going to be talking about long analysis. So we have made it through the deal spotter system, we've generated the lead, we've got the seller's interest, we've done our quick analysis and run our numbers, we've gotten a verbal agreement with the seller, we've made our official offer using the state-approved REPC, and we've got our funding in place, whether that's traditional funding, non-traditional funding, or seller financing. Now that we've got all of that in place and the ball is moving on those things, we want to focus on long analysis. Once that REPC is signed by the seller, it becomes a contract and we enter into a period called under contract. This is where we perform our due diligence and our long analysis process. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the buyer's due diligence consists of a buyer's review and approval of the contents of the seller disclosures and other tests, evaluations, and verifications of the property deemed necessary and appropriate by the buyer. This means that you get to go in and make sure that you know exactly what you're buying before you transact. The seller disclosures are required by most states in the US, and your state should have a form that they've created that the seller must fill out and present to the buyer within the time frame defined in the REPC. Most states' real estate laws allow you to back out or renegotiate a contract within a timeline defined in the REPC if you, as the buyer, disapprove of anything you find out about the property during the due diligence period. Now, there's a few things that you should do during your due diligence period and during this long analysis step. You should bring in a home inspector. Don't go cheap. This is the whole point of this step, to uncover any problems that might be hidden to the naked eye. This will keep you safe and might even make you more money in the long run. We'll get into that in just a second. I recommend that you purchase every test that the home inspector has to offer. In addition to the standard inspection, which includes usually a roof, the structure, the foundation, electrical, HVAC, fire and water damage, etc. If he charges extra for a meth test or for a termite test or a radon test, pay for it, because these are all things that can make you more money in the long run and protect you as the buyer by exposing these red flags as early on as possible. The next professional you want to bring in during this due diligence period is your contractor. Your repair estimate in the quick analysis step was just a guesstimate as to what it's going to cost for the initial repairs. Now it's time to sharpen your pencil. Get an exact bid from your contractor at this point and go back to your quick analysis sheet and update your numbers to make sure that they still work. Now let's talk about property management for just a second, and we're going to get a lot deeper into the property manager idea later on in the course, but for the sake of long analysis, I don't like to manage my own properties. Now, if you're planning on managing your own rental properties, that is totally up to you and you have that right. But personally, I'm a nice guy with a big heart. I don't like to go after people if I need to evict them or if I need to collect rent that they haven't paid. I have too big of a heart for that, and so I like to pawn that off on a property manager. There are also a lot of safety concerns that go into managing your own property. So my recommendation, if you're unsure, consider hiring a property manager so that your job simply is to collect a mailbox check. Now, the point of long analysis is to look for red flags. Your home inspector, your contractor, and or your property manager may point out issues with the property that you were not aware of previously. Make sure that you understand the costs associated with fixing these problems. Red flags that appear during your due diligence and your long analysis processes don't necessarily mean that the subject property isn't a deal, though it might mean that. But more likely, it could mean that you have an opportunity to go back and make even more money on that deal. Here's what I mean by that. If after you bring in your home inspector, he tells you that there's radon in the basement and that the remediation is going to cost $1,500, you could potentially go back to the seller and say, hey, look, we found some radon in the basement. You didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was there when I first made an offer on the property. It's something that's going to cost us some money, so I need you to take $3,000 off the purchase price of this property. Now, what we did is we used the problem as leverage to get the homeowner to lower the price. And you'll notice that I marked up the cost by 100%. If I'm going to put out $1,500, it's also going to cost some extra work for me, so I have to mark up that problem and get an extra discount on the property. If you do this with each and every problem that you encounter, then you can potentially add thousands of dollars to your bottom line. Now, once you've done your long analysis, you want to take some time to review your findings. Your long analysis tasks should not exceed your contractual due diligence phase defined in the REPC. So if you gave yourself contractually 10 days for due diligence, then you should take 10 days or less to get all those tasks done. Use the spreadsheet that you created for quick analysis to update your numbers, accounting for all of the additional costs uncovered during this step to make sure that your numbers are spot on at this point. You also want to take this opportunity to go out and find appropriate insurance for your investment property. Insurance is an investor's best friend. I once had a mentor that asked me, when does insurance start working? And I said, well, when you need to use it, right? When you get in a car accident, your car insurance starts working to fix the damage that was caused by the accident. And he said, wrong. It starts working immediately when that policy starts, because insurance is a transfer of risk. You're paying someone else to take on your risk as an investor. That's the best thing an investor could ask for. As a real estate investor, we're trying to avoid risk. And if we can pay somebody else to take that on, we should be doing it. So what types of insurances do you need? Well, you need fire and flood. You need insurances that are going to cover acts of God. I recommended an umbrella policy, right? Obviously, you need your standard homeowners insurance. And well, let's just be honest, just buy all of it, right? Now there's a cost balance there. You can't spend more money on insurance than you're making, but make sure you're well covered. It's a good investment strategy to transfer risks that you have as an investor to other people by simply making them a monthly payment. Thanks for hanging out with me in Module 6. This has been about long analysis in our investment rental properties. I will see you guys in Module 7.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. If you want to learn even more about this topic, hop on a free one-on-one strategy call with us. All you have to do is visit flippin.education to book your call today. That's flippin.education. Hope to see you there. And until next time, we'll see you on the flip side.